All right, welcome back, everybody, for another episode of Virtual Warfare, a text-based role-play fighting tutorial, which I forgot to add again, but that's besides the point. It took me a long time to make this videos because I've been doing role-play journeys and fighting different people and being in some trouble with my roleplay journey. My name got hacked for some reason, which I don't know, and the person, never told me why. It just run around with, different fallacies and stuff like that. It never told me. But I decided not to pursue it like angrily, like try to fight the person or like try to just do anything to try to like fight fire with fire. So I just let it go and I moved on, and I just realized that not everybody can handle certain things, especially the truth, which something that's hard to swallow sometimes. But we can get back to the stories of why it took me so long to make these videos. But let's just get into this lesson. And today's lesson is the finished product of the basic tutorial for virtual warfare. And today's lesson is about basic manipulation, which is pretty much manipulation using your mind, or mind over matter, if you ever heard that expression before. So it's pretty much that. I'm not going to waste too much time with just saying a bunch of things, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so I took this literature from a guide or virtual combat guide I wrote, and I haven't really put it into words where it really fit the slide, so I just copied and pasted it into the slide so it could be more easier for me, and I could just get this basic manipulation stuff out the way so I can go on to the advanced stuff and just continue on teaching. So let's just read what it says. Welcome. In this exercise, you will learn to utilize and understand the basic commands of telekinetic manipulation. Virtual telekinesis is emanated or based from the surges of electromagnetics. Being able to collect enough magnetism to manipulate objects would be the whole story. Just like the 5 commands of basic combat, TKM or telekinetic manipulation is handled and performed the same way. Even though the commands are separate, they cannot survive without each other. So, just like the basic commands of attacking and defending, the basic manipulation follows the same step-by-step process. So let's just look at them right now. So the first one is focusing. Just like in basic command, basic attacking and basic defending, you have to stay. You notice that the attack to defend, and you have to say that you approach the person when you go into attack. So for basic manipulation, there's the same principle, and this principle is stating that you focus before you do anything else. And let's just read what it says. This command of basic manipulation is the most instinctive because it corresponds with the command itself. Without it, you might as well say that you didn't attempt to use telekinesis because you didn't attempt to focus or perform any concentration to do so, making any further actions following it invalid. So if you don't say that you focus, pretty much everything just happens spontaneously. So let's look at the example. The example said he focuses on his telekinetic essentials, which could be anything. But for the example, it just says that it's in general. So imagine if I didn't say that he focuses. It would just say that, his telekinetic essentials did this or did that. If I don't state that I used any type of concentration, it's pretty much say that it just happened automatically. You don't want an auto, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So let's moving on. The second one is the object. It pretty much speaks for itself. You are going to state what you are focusing on in order to complete the rest of the attack or whatever you're doing. So we can just read it, so I don't have to hear me talking with my own ideas. Even though this is my idea, but it's it's written, so let's just read what it says. This command of basic manipulation is based off the concept of 2 questions. These questions, or the second command of TKM, is the essential bridge of the third command. Without considering them, it would be impossible to continue your manipulation without answering what you're focusing on and why excuse me, and why you initiated the focus to begin with. So let's read the example. Example says creating and channeling a telekinetic thread toward the object. So pretty much saying that I'm focusing on the object. It pretty much speaks for itself. I don't really have to continue explaining and breaking it down, because breaking it down would just make things more confusing. So it pretty much speaks for itself. Stating what you're focusing on. So let's just move on, because let's get this video out the way. The third one is the effect. Pretty much why you are focusing on an object, or what you're doing with the object, should I say. So let's read it. As the second command of basic TKM is still in action or seen to be without effect, this command is used to show that effect by answering the question, as finding the question utilizes the second command, answering the question utilizes the third. So let's just look at the example. It says to do this and that, or for a manipulation in doing this or that. And the basic example says to create a certain dynamic and effect. So pretty much, for example, I would say I'm focusing on the water to make a ball or bring it out in a certain type of way. So it's pretty practically saying the third command is just stating what you're doing with that object as you're focusing on it. So that's pretty much what it says. Not too good at presenting things, so sorry for the lack of communication or whatever you call it. So let's just move on to the last one, get this video over with. So the last one is the purpose. Why you're focusing on these things, or why you're focusing on whatever you're focused on. Just read what it says. This command of basic manipulation is pretty much a replica or add-on of the third command. However, as explained earlier, the last command is a correspondent to the first command. This is because as the first command is the most instinctive, the next instinctive mind frame or purpose or reason for creating the first command or initiating the second command will be the last command. I don't know why I put that. It is so confusing. This stuff is actually pretty old. It's pretty old from like probably 2010, and I haven't really rewrote it in a way where I can even understand it. But I know what it says because I wrote it. But I'm just putting it here so people can at least have a way of learning how to roleplay efficiently without going through all the different people and all this different stuff. I could just make a video where it could be easy, fun maybe, and you can learn stuff. So let's just look at the example of number 4. It's pretty much these numbers here show that this is all you need. Focusing on the object for this effect to achieve this goal or purpose or whatever, and that's pretty much how you use basic manipulation. It's a basic concept, but as you go on to the advanced part, you will learn how to state the measurements and speeds and shapes and stuff like that. But right now, this is just the basic part where you could people will know exactly what you're doing without all the extra detail. They could just know. So that's pretty much with the slide. I'm sorry, this is probably a crappy video. I'm just trying to get this video out the way so I continue on teaching further stuff. There's a footnote. It said the sentences with the astrofix or the astros or whatever them things called. With these things around them are the simplest form or way you can write out a perfect, valid, basic TKM action. Anything less after following the 4 commands, the action will become void. So remember to follow and use the laws the best you can. And that's pretty much for the video. Sorry that this video is a little rough, a little confusing, but it is what it is. And hey, who else is doing them? And I'm not trying to boast about it, but who else is really trying to do these things? I'm just trying to do it so people can role play on the same level, on the same path, and the same understanding without people bumping heads with different methods and different principles. People can role play in harmony, like it used to be before it just changes to something else. And that's pretty much the slide. yeah, so that's it. And thank you for watching the video. And I will be doing more videos sooner in the future about different fights and different things about my roleplay journey that I went through. And that's pretty much it. You know, I'm just making these videos for fun and just to help people and learn and stuff. So that's it. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time. Doses.